basically studied now the most crucial part of the Jyotish, where what we call as the functional aspect, which I wanted to cover. I at least covered one house in some depth so that you get an idea of how to study the bhavas. And once you study the bhavas, you can rectify the bhavas. You can rectify the karmas associated with the bhavas by doing good karma accordingly. ये नहीं होगा. By doing some good karma, we can rectify the bhavas. So, okay, I guess it must be recording. If it didn't, then Yama wasn't good. Okay? Right. So now, the next step naturally is to take a different look at the zodiac, a different look at the chart. We have to now see the most important thing that we see in any horoscope is the resources and targets. Most important thing. I have a certain amount of resource and I must have a certain amount of target which is within that resource, so that I achieve my objective. If I have 5,000 rupees, I should plan a conference within 5,000 rupees, so that I achieve what I am trying to do, or what I am trying to work at. Who is the significator of all life? Sarvatma is Surya, the sun god. And we have already seen that Surya is passing through the zodiac by creating. When the Surya goes through, he is creating the zodiac. He is sweeping out areas of 30 degrees each. And these are the Aditya. And each 30 degree is one Aditya. So we have 12 Adityas. And these 12 Adityas are the giver of everything in this world. This pen, this duster, all this glass, they are all coming from the Dwadasadithya. This Coke, also Dwadasadithya, you know? This is Zokiadithya. Okay. The point I am trying to say is that it is a very good exercise to list the various significations of things in the 12 Rashis, 12 houses. For example, if I say pen, you will say which house? Third house. If I say gun, which house? Sixth. Third house.
Third house.
Third from there.
Astra.
Third. Correct. Astra is third house. The pen is the most powerful of all the weapons. The pen is considered a weapon. It is the weapon of Kali. Did you know that? It is the weapon of Kali. Khadga is not her weapon. Okay, so every house has a signification. As a small exercise, let us do some more. Duster will be in which house? What?
12th house.
12th house.
Yes.
Fourth.
Third house.
Can
I
be.
will say third house only because it's a tool to use.
Smaraka for the pen. Smaraka for the pen. Correct. For writing.
So it should be 4th house or 9th house? Fourth house.
It's gain.
What does it do?
It removes the thing, so it has to go somewhere else.
Right? Right. What does it remove? It removes the aksharas. It cleanses the board so that new aksharas can be written on this. So which house will this go to? It is the 12th to the aksharas. The third is the house of writing. Where are the aksharas written? No. First you got a pen. Third house. I caught it in my hand, which is also third house. Then I have to write. Where I will write? Fourth house. Right. After that, now I want to clean the fourth house. So which house will it come? Is it 12th house to the fourth? Am I losing my book? Book is there. What is going is the akshara that was written on it. Akshara is coming from which house? This is a pen. I took in my hand. This is fourth house. I wrote A over here. This is which house? Fifth house. This is knowledge. The akshara is the knowledge. It is not the book. The book is different from what? You can buy many books. But the knowledge is in aksharas. These letters are knowledge. All knowledge must be in the form of letters. That is the fifth house. Now, I am going to kill the fifth house. How will I kill?
Sixth house.
Right. Either it can be second from the fifth or it can be seventh from the fifth. Now, what is the difference between second from the fifth and seventh from the fifth? Second from the fifth is that which goes away naturally. Have you seen? Old written material has faded and gone away naturally. That is second from the fifth. That is sixth house. So sixth house is that time when this will evaporate naturally. It will go away naturally. Whereas if I am rubbing it out, I am doing it forcibly. That is 11th house. It is the 7th house from that. I am doing a maraka action on it. Do you see the difference? So this is coming in 11th house. This is not destroying the board. It is not destroying the pen. It is rubbing the akshara written on the board. Am I clear or not? Do you have a difference of opinion? Please tell me. Please explain to me. Right. Like this. You must do constantly lots of exercises. Constantly. You must play games with each other. Take a thing and play games to find out what are the various items that are ruled by the various houses and the various signs. That is the real knowledge of the Dwadasadithya. Because the Dwadasadithya or the 12 Rashi, the 12 Rashi are the givers of everything. Everything that you see in this manifested world has to come only from those 12 Rashis. There is no other place from where it can come. Clear? Including disease, including friends, including love, including pen, including shirt. Everything has to come from the 12 houses. In various vargas, you will get a more detailed and more accurate vision of what is happening. So the Dwadasadithya are the most important knowledge that we can have. By knowing the Aditya, we shall know in what form the sun god, the giver of everything, the giver of life itself, is giving these things to us. Okay? Now, this is an interesting chart. This is a chart which represents the Aditya in my perspective. There are 2-3 different perspectives. This is the perspective which I feel is the most accurate, so I am giving this to you. Do you know the names of the Adityas? So it's time you learned that. Otherwise it's very embarrassing, to tell somebody I am a Jyotisha and you don't even know the names of the Adityas.
These are the very names.
Right, these are the names. So these are the 12 names that you must know. And not only know, must understand. The first one is for what we call the first house, or for Aries, is Dhata. The second is Aryama. Third house, Mitra or friend. Fourth house, Aruna. Some people prefer the word Varuna. I'm giving you both the names. Aruna, some people use Varuna. Fifth house is Indra. Why is fifth house Indra? He is the king, the power, position, authority. What kind of a king is he if he does not have any authority? So what are we looking at over here? We are looking at what they are giving. We are looking at what this Aditya are giving. What is Indra giving to you? He is giving you progeny, children. Did you know that by worshipping Indra you can get children? No. It is a well-known remedy, yes.
In the Narasimha Purana, Indra actually, when Brahma created him, he went back into the waters. When he came out, he actually created yakshas and all the pisachas and all that.
Yeah.
But not so much like humans because he didn't want to create, so he went back in the water.
Yeah, but Indra is worshipped for progeny. Because here we are talking of Indra Aditya. Indra Aditya is the giver of progeny. Because we have seen that Indra is the Adi Devata of Jupiter. Indra is the Adi Devata of Jupiter. By worshipping Indra, you will know what you have to do to have children. You will know where to go and worship so that you have good children. Okay? Worshipping Indra is very, very, very important for that. So, Indra Aditya is worshipped for the fifth house. Indra also gives knowledge. What is the most important knowledge that he has given to this world? He was the guru of Dhanvantari. So, Ayurvedic. Right. So, like that. Then the sixth house is Vivasvan. It is better if you write it down. If you know it, fine, otherwise. Seventh house is Pusha. Okay? Eighth house is Parjanya. The power of transformation. The real power of transformation is here. Pusha, the power of rejuvenation after destruction. Let us say your whole life has been destroyed. Let us say something happened, your whole life got destroyed. You want to restart your life again. You need Pusha. If you have Pusha Aditya, you will rejuvenate. You will rise again. Like the phoenix, you will rise from the dead. That is the power of Pusha Aditya. He was the guru of a famous teacher, a rishi, called Yajnavalkya. Samajh rahe hain? It is him who we worship. The great Yajnavalkya, whom we all follow in our pujas, who we quote as the final authority. Because Yajnavalkya took his guru's teachings, examined them, found the flaws, threw it away. And had to from zero, he had to start again and build. And he built the entire thing.
It was better than his teacher in the end.
Of course.
Sanjivani mantra also came from him.
Everything. It was great. His explanation of the ways of doing the puja of his 33 devatas explanation that I give to all of you is from Yajnavalkya. It is not my explanation. Okay. Then in the ninth house, I do not know where my friend has gone. Anshuman, where is he? He was here just now. Anshu has left. Okay. Anshuman, Anshu. Then in the 10th house, we have Bhaga. Bhaga has multiple meanings, including good fortune. In the 11th house, we have Twashta. And in the 12th house, we have Vishnu Aditya. Vishnu Aditya is slightly different than the Vishnu that we know. The Vishnu that we know is Akash Tattva, is the controller of Akash Tattva. And he's Sarva Vyapakesha. Here also he is. But the difference between this Vishnu, this is more Vamana. This Vishnu that we are talking about over here is more Vamana. Trinipada Vichakrame Vishnu Gopa Adabhyo Atho Dharmani Dharayan. That is that Vishnu. Whose karma, if that is his lagna, what is his karma? 9th house. Dharma. So his karma is to uphold dharma. Right? Am I being understood over here? So these are the 10 Adityas. Now what do we... So 12 Adityas.
Bhag is Bhag, why is it 10?
It is Bhaga.
Is it nothing to do with the fortune?
9th house Bhagya.
Ah.
He will give you. What he gives is your Bhagya.
Okay, that way.
His giving is your Bhagya.
Right.
Vivasvan. We will go into each one of them. Come. We will go into each one of them. Dhata. You can note the mantras. It will be helpful if you note them. If you don't want to, it is okay. Dhata. The word dhata is from vidhata. Right? So he is like Brahma. So he is the first. He is the creator. He is from Mesha Rashi. You have a question? Okay. Dhata is a creator, or he is like Brahma. His form of Surya over here is like Brahma. He is creating. He is the father of all. He is forced to create, whether he likes it or not. That's a different issue. Okay, then here, when he was created, when he himself was created, he came out with Om. So it is with Om he creates. Om is his mantra. He has only one mantra, Om. And with that Om, he has yoga with Saraswati and he creates. That's Dhata. So he is worshipped with the Savitur Gayatri. We all know the Savitur Gayatri, right? Tat Savitur Varanyam. With that Gayatri mantra, Tat Savitur Varanyam, he is worshipped by everybody. So, if anybody is having any issue pertaining to Lagna, what is the mantra you have to do? Tat Savitur Varanyam. Your head will be, number one, high. Your head will be high. You will not have to bow your head in shame. You will not do such a karma by which your head will go down in shame. Number one. Two, you will be pure Brahmana. Your knowledge will be supreme. And three, you will have a very long life. Very long life. Now that's a blessing or a curse, I don't know. You have to, I don't know. You have to check out. Okay, so he is Brahma and Vishnu and Shiva. The mantra Bhanave Namah is one of the mantras. One other beautiful mantra which is done by many is Om Savitri Surya Narayanaya Namah. 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 It's a beautiful mantra. You see that? When you do it, there is something about it.
Yes.
There is something. It just goes on and on and on. It doesn't stop. That's the beauty about it. And it impels you. You don't understand something, do this mantra and think about it. You will understand it.
It will remove the Maranagaraka Sthana effect of Saturn in Lagna, definitely.
Totally. Totally. Anybody having any shadow of Saturn coming on Lagna, because of which your brain is not functioning properly, say this mantra, it will go away. It's a beautiful mantra. That is, basically I am talking to those who are not initiated into Gayatri. Those who are initiated into the Gayatri must do the Gayatri. There is no question, there is no compromise on that issue. Okay. It is the first house, it is the Lagna. Okay? Now the second house, Aryama. When you think of second house, what do you think? Family. Kutumba. How come you were born in a family? Why were you born in that family? I say I am Atri Gotra. Atri Gotra means I belong to the lineage of Atri Muni. So that is my family. How did I get that family? Because as Ram Narayan was beautifully explaining, it comes from the rishis. They are at the highest. Then it comes to the family. A tradition comes down. Similarly, you all are Rishiputra. All of you are. It is a separate issue that you have forgotten. It is a separate issue that you have forgotten. But each one of you is. You are Manushya. You are not Pashu. You are not animal. You are human being. If you are human being, you are Manushya. If you are Manushya, you are Rishiputra. You are the children of the Rishis. Who can deny it?
Can we look in the Drakana for that? Because a friend of mine really wanted to find out about his Gotra and they just couldn't because the father's passed away and no one knew. Can we look in the Drakana?
Drakana will only give the 3 rishis to it. There are actually 7. There are 7 primary rishis of the Gotras,
Right.
and then there are sub-Gotras also, almost 100 odd.
So which would be the method then?
Vimshamsa.
Thank you.
We have to see the Drakana, and there are also other ways. Okay, we'll go into that later. Chief of the Pitri means Aryama is the chief of the Pitris. You cannot do a Shraddha without him. There are many people who in their horoscopes have yogas of Saturn and Rahu, Saturn and Ketu. Saturn Ketu yogas can indicate great suffering after the death of either a father or a mother. When such an elderly person will die, after that you will suffer like anything. Like anything you will suffer, you will run here and there, nothing will work. No dasha, nothing will have any effect.
Saturn,
Ketu.
Saturn,
If Saturn and Ketu are in the Adrishya, then it is mother. If they are in Drishya, it is father. That is a well-known dictum. You all know that is. In such a case, if you worship Aryama with the mantra Tapanaya Namaha. Tapana means to burn. Tapa, to burn. That burning is important. There is sin, it must burn. Tapanaya Namaha. You could not perform the last rites of your parent. Tapanaya Namaha. May the fire of the sun god burn that last karmas and give freedom to my pitris. Let them get moksha. Tapanaya Namaha. That burning, the power of tapana. If you say this mantra 108 times in the sunset, you will surely they will all become peaceful.
And time of sunset.
Time of sunset. Tapanaya Namaha. In the daytime, in the morning, it is Om Hreni Surya Aditya. Why did I say Surya? Arya. Surya. Aryaman is Arya. Aryaman is Arya. And Surya, the sun. In each of these cases you offer, just see what we are offering. Ghee is compulsory. Whether you offer anything else or not is not important. Offering of ghee is compulsory.
But grapes, I mean, what do they signify? Which plant?
I do not know why, but I gave it there honestly.
Okay, and pomegranate?
Frankly, if you ask me, it is only ghee. I offer ghee.
No, traditionally grapes are given if you do not have any other thing. That grapes is carried by all the sannyasis or rishis. Wherever they go, these grapes are given as nevedya. That's a traditional practice available throughout.
Grapes or raisins?
Kismes, what do you call it?
Raisin. Raisin. Kismis. Dried grapes. अभी अनार है ना किसी
मौका भी अनार है.
वो अनार का भी अनार दाने में offering है, that is blood.
Oh, that's good.
That is the blood. That is the blood by which the creation is occurring.
That's a great offering.
क्या अनार दाना जो है?
Just
Okay.
One second, please.
These items are offered together, or
Yeah, no, sir.
Ghee is the main.
Ghee is for the fire and also for prasad. A person who is doing this mantra must eat ghee. Must eat ghee. You don't tell me you're dieting and all that. It doesn't work. If you want to do the mantras, you must jolly well have to eat ghee.
Do you eat this?
You have to eat ghee. Ghee you have to eat.
Oh, okay.
You can eat it with rice or whatever, but you have to eat ghee.
Any chanting of mantra is akin to a japa, which is equal to an yajna. So consumption of ghee is essential because it is called as ajya. It is poured into the holy fire.
So just as you are pouring the ghee into the fire, there is a fire over here. You have to pour it here also. Good Brahmins can take a cup like that and just drink it, you know.
Yes.
Good. My mother, I have seen her, she was thin like a stick. She can take rice and only ghee. She don't touch anything, dal and all that. Touch anything. Then she does the Surya Puja, only rice and ghee, that's all. Just ghee she will be using as dal.
Do you have to consume the ghee before chanting the mantra?
No. Then it is not prasad. नहीं फिर तो प्रसाद थोड़ी हुआ.
108 times every time on
आपको
every time 108 times ghee. You are responsible. You have said it is ugly here.
तो वो अगले है ना उसको शामिल करना है. Next.
Should we take this first?
Yeah, take this one. Okay. Now we are talking of the third Aditya called Mitra. Mitra Aditya has to do with mental suffering. Why is Mitra associated with mental suffering and the elevation of mental suffering? Which house is this?
Third house.
Third house.
Lower mind.
Which is the 12th. 12th to the 4th house. 4th is the house of the conscious mind. The 12th, the undoing of the conscious mind is the 3rd house. The 3rd house has the power to torment the mind the maximum. No other house can torment the mind so much. Just because your guru did not teach you Jyotish, you will not put a knife in his stomach. But if you find your girlfriend is running away with some other man, you'll probably do that. Do you see my point? The 3rd house has the power to torment the mind. It is the most emotional house. So, it is at this house that a person does the maximum sin. And because a person is doing a lot of sin in this house, that is why Lord Surya performed a penance in a place called Chandrabhaga. Now there is a dispute over here. Konarak, we people from Orissa say Chandrabhaga is off the coast of Konarak. The people in the west coast say Chandrabhaga is off the coast of Dwarka. So that fight is still going on. We have not resolved it in 10,000 years. Chandrabhaga is a place. Now hear the word carefully. It is called Chandrabhaga. There is also a Jyotish term called Chandrabhaga. Okay? Now out here, he is a friend of all. Friend of all, or he is a friend of the universe. As a friend of the universe, who is he? Vishwamitra. So, he is the Rishi Vishwamitra. Among rishis, he is Vishwamitra. Who was Vishwamitra? Vishwamitra was a king, sun. See, sun, I am talking of Surya. He is the one who gave the Gayatri mantra, being the friend of the universe. Mantra for him is very well known mantra. Mitraya Namah. Mitraya Namah. And Om Ghreni Mitraditya. Okay? The very, yes. Everything you will only find one thing out. It's consistent.
What time is the chant?
Pardon?
The timing of the day in which this should be chanted.
This is morning. Mitra is morning.
This is for what problem?
Mental suffering.
Any kind of mental suffering, especially 3rd house related. Somebody ran away with your boyfriend. Your husband ran away with somebody else. Yeah.
There is, the sun salutations, which sometimes people will do the mantra as they do the 12 positions, the yoga positions. Is that something that you recommend as a good practice, or better?
That that is for the doing the Surya Namaskar.
Yeah.
That's a good practice. But this has a definite different thing altogether. You'll see when the chart will come, you'll see. We'll do charts. We'll do chart of Sri Krishna. Even Krishna's chart will take up.
A lot of that's the names of the. A lot of those mantras are the names of the adityas anyway.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
some are a little different, but it's generally
Because you,
Yeah.
Suryaya Namaha, Ravaya Namaha, Hiranyagarbhaya. So it's some difference, you know.
How many times is recommended the repeat mantra?
So does this help in removing complexes and mental disorders also?
Totally, believe me. It is a very fantastic mantra. It will cure your lagna. Your lagna will get cured. It will give you clear direction of life. What I want to do with this life. I am born, what I want to do. I just don't want to sail through it. I want to do something with my life. Okay. You will know, yeah.
Does that from either the moon or the sun show your nature, like intense jealousy? Because some people don't show that, or they don't feel it. Jealousy.
That is also, because you see, ultimately third is 10th from the 6th. It is the manifestation of the Shadripus. If you have Shadripus, they will have to manifest somewhere, no? Where they will manifest? Third house. You will do the parakram, then only it will show. Say 6th house, one of the Shadripus is that there is excessive sexuality. How do you show it? Where will it manifest? Third house. You end up running away with somebody's wife? No problem. Okay, let us go. Most important, let us see Varuna. Varuna Aditya is the one who has the power to punish the maximum. Because he is the controller of Jala Tattva. It is very important to understand Varuna Aditya, because if you understand Varuna Aditya, it will give you a better understanding of Sri Krishna. When Draupadi ran out of food, there was an incident in which before they went to the Vanvas, the Akshaya Patra had been given to them, Draupadi. And Draupadi had been told, let the whole world can eat from that one plate of rice. The whole world will eat from the Akshaya Patra. But once you have eaten, the production of rice will stop. The condition is she must be the last person to eat. That is the only condition. One day what happened? The Pandavas had finished eating, and she also ate after that. And after that, the Rishi, who is known for his very bad temper, Durvasa, landed up. And he landed up with his 1,000-odd disciples. And said, Draupadi, quickly prepare food. We will just take a bath and come. She is in the middle of a jungle. Where is she going to get the food from? And Durvasa is known for his anger. His curses are bound to work. He is a master at that. He will do great tapasya and then end it the whole thing by cursing somebody. So then what to do now? Draupadi had no alternative. She worshipped Aditya. And when she was thinking, because the Akshaya Patra is Surya's Patra. Akshat, it is a well-known day, Akshaya Tritiya is celebrated for the sun god. Everybody knows that day. So at that time when she was concentrating, guess who landed up? Krishna. So she was praying to Varuna. That is Aditya. And Krishna turns up, who is actually Varuna Aditya. Within him is Varuna. You were remembering him, but he comes. He says, what happened, Draupadi? What is the problem? There is some problem, your food has finished. No, all this is coming, what I will do. You know the way they get tensed up. So he just saw, show me the plate. He just saw the Akshaya Patra. There was one morsel of rice. Just one. He picked it up, put it in his mouth and said, what taste. I am feeling full. There 1,000 rishis said, oh my God, we are feeling full. What does it mean? Offering of one morsel of rice to Krishna is like offering 1,000, is feeding 1,000 Brahmins. Because this is the 4th Aditya, which is in the sign Cancer, or 4th house, which is the Brahmana Rashi.
Does it have to be puffed or that flat? Is it what you call it? No, this is your Hindi name. What you call it? Chawa?
No, it has to be normal rice. It can be normal rice. To Krishna you offer normal rice.
It says flat there.
That is for Varuna Aditya. That when you are doing Varuna Puja, then you offer. If you are offering Krishna, only proper Mahaprasad. That is the
You
Mahaprasad.
have to cook the rice, isn't it?
Yes, yes, you have to cook the rice. You cannot offer.
Here?
Yes.
Yes, okay.
Okay, so when you make that rice offering, and the worst thing that you can do is to steal rice from Bhagwan. Bhakta Sudama story again. Again another Brahmin fellow fell in trouble. These Brahmins got into serious trouble with Krishna.
Once you said fourth from Surya, Aditya fourth from is called Aksha Patra. So if you worship that Aditya, your food will never end.
Right, it's the same. It is based upon the same concept. Varunaditya. Right. So Varunaya Namah and Ravaya Namah. Ravi is the power of the of satisfaction. Satisfaction has a different thing. You know, we all eat food, but the satisfaction that you get out of eating prasad is different. Those who have eaten will know the difference. Right, prasad is prasad.
But
So-
Ravi, is it not a name for Surya?
Pardon?
Ravi is the name of Surya.
Is Surya. That is also one of the mantras. Shall we go back? Now this is the chart of Sri Krishna. Can anybody tell me why am I considering him? Where do I see Varuna Aditya in his chart? Surya in the fourth house. Okay, what else? It's Atma Karaka. As such, when the sun is in the fourth house, Varuna Aditya, see it's in the fourth from the Lagna.
Abhijit
This is not Abhijit.
This is not Abhijit.
No.
How? It's midnight.
This is Abhijit.
It's Kali Gayatri. 10th house is Abhijit. Shall we go next? Okay, I have to finish quickly. I have
Not yet. Chilies in that. The last one in Varunaditya. Offering meat says 3 chilies.
No, this 3 chilies actually is the main prasad that you must eat.
Green one, the red one.
It is the main prasad. You must offer and eat 3 chilies. I will tell you why. Varuna is the holder of Pasham. Pasham is the rope. You know what it does? He puts it around your neck, tightens it, and drags you about. The fourth house has got that power. The fourth house has got the power to put a rope around your neck and throw you up and down. You have a malefic in the fourth house. You need 3 chilies to take the punishment so that you are not dragged around like that. You have to take punishment either this way or that way.
Red chilies or green chilies? Green chilies is easy to eat.
For me, none of them are easy to eat. So, the worst are those from Ganjam. You know?
I know. Very, very
Ganjam
hot.
is known famous for its chilies. Chota sa hai, chota.
Totta sa bilkul.
One you take, you don't need to buy ticket to London. Achha, let us go. We'll finish the next. Okay, next 5th one is Indra. Indra is the protector and king of the Devas. He is the protector of the Devas and overlord of the senses, Indriyas, through which knowledge is gained. He is the guru of Dhanvantri. He taught him Ayurveda. He is the guru of Dhanvantri. He is sitting in the 5th house. Guru function is 9th from there. Guru function is which house? 9th house, right? So 9th from the 5th is? First house, Lagna. So he is a teacher of Ayurveda to Dhanvantri. Okay. He is the giver of rains. Why is he the giver of rains? Rains is in which sign? Quickly, you are astrologers. Rain is in which sign? Karkarashi.
That's called fourth house.
4th, which is the natural 4th house. Indra is in the 5th house. So, which is his house of giving? 12th from the 5th. The 12th from the 5th is 4th house. So, he is the giver of rain. See, you can easily understand all these things. You know, it is not so difficult. His mantra is Om Grini Indraditya for knowledge and prosperity, and Om Gavastaye Namah for children, because 5th house has to do with children. it is very good to read the story of the Shamantakamani, Satrajit and Shri Krishna to understand Indra. The next Aditya is Vivasvan. He is the overlord of the Agni Tattva. Overlord of the Agni Tattva, and pulls the waters from the sea. What is the power of Agni? Power of Agni is the pulling power. He has the fire to drive. He drives the waters from the sea and carries them up.
So he gives heat.
He energizes. Water which is at a lower level, he is lifting that water up. What is the special power of that? Spiritual upliftment also. It is the sixth. Vivasvan is the sixth Aditya. He will burn your Shadripus. By burning your Shadripus, you will rise spiritually. That is the meaning of the water rising in the air. Honey, it is quite clear, I think. Srivastavaji? Quite clear. It's quite clear. It is important to read the episode of Hanuman eating Surya. Right, that is an important episode that you have to read, and you have to read the Garuda's tapasya of Shiva. Garuda did a great tapasya of Lord Shiva. That also must be read properly. Mantra. Vivasvate Namah. Mantra is Vivasvate Namah. Vivasvan. Vivasvate Namah. And there is a beautiful mantra. Om Kakolkaya Namah. Say it. Om Kakolkaya Namah. Yeah, you got it. Om Kakolkaya Namah. Okay. This third one is impossible. Don't do it. A mantra which doesn't run easily in the tongue, normally I reject it. It is not a proper mantra that doesn't run in the tongue. Although it is given in one place, I don't accept it. It is useless. It will not give results. It must come to you easily. Okay. Ghee and rice, and it is basically seva. Seva means to serve. Service is the best way to get out of your Shadripu. There is no way better than that. That is what is his teaching. Just as Indra teaches that Rajya is more important than the Raja. You see my point? The kingdom is more important than the king. Rajya is more important than the Raja. Of what value is power and authority if you cannot use it for the welfare of the people? Same way, we have Vivasvan teaching that seva or service is the best way to burn your weaknesses, your Shadripus, all your weaknesses, Shadripus sins will go. Just seva, keep serving. That is the only way out. Okay?
This is Hanuman Chalisa, Gita also for Janu. That particular refers to that to burn your. Hanuman Chalisa has this particular thing, Tahi also for that.
Yes, that is what aap jitna karoge, you are basically working like a servant for him. When you are working like a servant for the Rudra, can you imagine? He knows how to protect. Okay, next. Pusha. Pusha has to do with the seventh house, Aditya. He is the giver of cattle wealth, Pashu. Pusha is the giver of Pashu. It is very easy to remember if you know the words in Sanskrit. Pusha will give Pashu or cattle wealth. Seventh house. It is the giver of all business. A person cannot do business without his blessing. They cannot, because you will not know what business to do. If it may be in your destiny to be selling books, and you will end up trying to sell something else, and the whole thing will be a mess. What business to do, how to do it, how to allocate your resources. It is very good to do this mantra for business purposes. He is the creator of the Indrajala. What is the Indrajala? Indrajala is magic. Is the net of Indra. Is the net by which Indra traps you so that he can rule. And what is that? What is the thread used in that net? Money. It has got such a power, that net, it catches everybody. Okay? Here you have to read the story of the Vaishampayan and Yajnavalkya. Dwadasadithya was his guru in the form of a horse. He was in the form of a horse. Who is the teacher in the form of a horse? Hayagriva. Thank God. See, by today you see how much you have learned so quickly, you can tell me? Hayagriva is in the form of a horse. And what did he teach him? Yajur Veda mantra. When you say Yajur Veda, it means to say, let us, Veda is Veda. It is Veda Devi Sukta and all that. Mantra, Om Pushane Nama, Om Pushane Nama, Om Hiranya Garbhaya Nama, Om Hiranya Retase Nama, Retase Nama. Acha, Om Pushane Nama. Om Pushane Nama is for. What are the three different functions? Haji.
Pushana means to make pushti.
Pushti. To increase prosperity. Om Pushane Nama. That is my business, na. Om Pushane. I've been explaining till now. Prosperity. Pushti there. Pushti. Pustakam. So Om Pushane Nama. That means more and more prosperity. Business will run if you do his mantra. Your money, your finances will shoot up in business. See, I should not have given this because you are not giving me anything. You have to give me 10% now.
Can they project all these mantras?
She's asking at what time?
So everybody's poverty here can be elevated?
No, then the power of the mantra itself will go because they will disrespect. Somebody will be having one glass of beer and saying the mantra. Then imagine what will happen. This is Kali Yuga, you know.
At what time is this one?
Midday.
Who said that? That is correct, but how did you say that?
I read it somewhere.
Correct, I was wondering, correct, how did you say it? See, money related matter mantras are best done in midday. Abhijit Murta, that is Vishnu Gayatri. It is for wealth. Vishnu Tide Dham. Shivoti De Kalyanam. The Shiva Gayatri or Sandhya 6 o'clock mantras are best for marriage, Kalyana. Brahmoti De Ayu, mantras giving long life and good health are best done in the morning. Brahma Gayatri. This is Vishnu Gayatri, that is a midday. Vishnu Gayatri is midday. It's a time. Acha, chalo, let's go. 8th house is the most interesting one because that is what we are interested in. Why are we wasting time in 7th?
Can you just explain what Hiranyagarbhaya mantra is?
Hiranya Garbha means holding the golden embryo. Which is the golden embryo?
To get a baby.
To get a baby.
Or, I mean it's the universe.
Right. It is baby universe? So Hiranya Garbha, it came, the golden embryo which produced the entire universe. Or what we call as recreation. When something is destroyed, it has to be recreated. When you die, you are having rebirth. How come you are taking rebirth? What is that strength which is causing your rebirth? Rebirth is coming from Hiranya Garbhaya Nama. Your business got destroyed. You want to start the business again. It is Om Hiranya Garbhaya Nama. My business has destroyed. Revive it. Right? But you want to start a new business, which was not there earlier. You have never done business earlier. Om Hiranya Retase Nama. Reta has to do with starting a new business, or a new life, or a new this thing. Acha, chalo, next house, 8th house. Parjanya. He rides the clouds and pushes the rain and purifies. How does he purify? 8th house, right? He purifies by transforming you. He is the giver of enlightenment by causing transformation and the giver of secret knowledge of spiritual transformations. Parjanya. Read the story of Bhadra Brahmana and Deepadana. Deepadana, you know, offering of the lamp. Offering of the lamp is a very important offering. It is required if you want that knowledge. If you want that knowledge, secret knowledge, you have to give the lamp. Otherwise, that part is in darkness.
Where's the story from, please?
This story. Maybe I will translate it. Sarbani can do it. That is Sarbani's department. Sarbani and Sui are responsible for the translations of the Puranas. So if anybody wants any references, they will be the ones who will be doing it. Why are you pointing at each other? Okay, let us go on. Om, this is a mantra, please, this mantra you will not get. Om Vriddhadityaya Namah. What is the power of this mantra? This mantra, Vriddha Aditya, Vriddhaditya. It has a double meaning. One is Vriddhi, second is Vriddha. That means you will not become old. If you are becoming old, your hair is becoming grey, you say this mantra, you will become younger again. Yes, ये power है. That is the. In fact, in that story, the Brahmana says, world asks you for everything. I am going to die. I am old now. I am going to die. Now you are giving me all this knowledge. Of what use is it to me? 80 साल में मुझे ज्योतिष का secret बताओगे. What I will do with that ज्योतिष secret at 80 years? You give it to me now so that I can do something. I can go to America and hold some classes and conferences and all that. Right? So the knowledge is required when you need it, when you are able to do something. Your hands and legs don't move. What do you do with that knowledge at that time? So he said, okay, I will also give you the youth so that you can use the knowledge. That transformation he can do. Or in other words, when you are about to die, when you are about to retire, when you are thinking you are finished, the power to revive you and bring you back comes from this Aditya. Okay? Pardon? This is normally done after sunset ka time hota hai. So secret.
What is the logic behind the time? Can you also
Maybe sunset ka time.
Yes, sunset ka. Secret knowledge hai. Satya, Ashtam.
Just
The tithis are related to the bhavas in some way. We'll go to that sometime. Nice question. Very nice question.
48 minutes after sunset.
This is after sunset. Definitely after sunset. Anshu is not here, he has left us, but we will still talk. He is the remover of darkness. If there is no darkness, how can it be removed? So it is necessary for darkness to be there, no? So this mantra is done again in the evening, when there is darkness. There are many people who do this mantra throughout the day and throughout the night. That is the best. These Aditya mantras are best done by fasting on Sundays. Fasting on Sundays and done in the morning, midday, sunset, midnight. 4 Gayatris, if you do it, results will come flowing. Quickly it will come. Anshu Aditya, he is the remover of darkness or ignorance, suppressor of enemies, protector of the universe, being in the 9th house, as you can see, and the rishis. He is the controller of the Vayu Tattva. He is the controller of the Vayu Tattva and all the winds and the storms. He strengthens the prana and gives siddhis. Here you have to read the story of Yudhishthira's receiving the Akshaya Patra. How did Yudhishthira receive the Akshaya Patra? Okay? So this has to do with Vayu. Yudhishthira was the son of... How is Yudhishthira associated with Vayu?
He was an incarnation of...
He was the incarnation of?
Yama.
Yes. Yamaputra. Okay, mantra. Amshumate Namah. And Om Keshavadityaya Namah. This is the 9th one, Dharma. Ninth house.
Vishnu.
Vishnu for this yuga is who? This is the ninth house. For this yuga, who is the upholder of dharma? Keshav. So if you are don't use this mantra in the next yuga, okay? Please be sure. But you have to. Technically I want to be right. After that, jo hoga dekha jayega. So in the next yuga, don't use this mantra. This yuga you can use it. Okay? Next. 10th house. Bhaga. Bhaga means he is the form of Aishwarya. What is the meaning of Aishwarya? Aishwarya. Water. Who is Aishwarya? Shri. But what again it's a confusion. So what English word would you use?
Opulence.
Translation means
Opulence.
Opulence, wealth, luxuries, comforts.
But then it depends on what you define to be the real wealth.
So in everybody's definition it will change, and whatever it is what you define as your wealth, or what you define as worth having, as worthy. Right? What you define as hura lagna. Okay. Bhaga includes the sun, the moon, Shiva, good fortune, joy, fame, beauty, love, and the three qualities. The three qualities are dharma. Industry I've given, basically it's hard, the ability to work very hard for an objective. And spirituality, moksha, dharma, moksha. And bala, strength, tremendous strength, unbending nature. What you want, you don't change your mind. There are some people who fluctuate their minds too much, and some people with a strong. See, 10th house. 10th house will decide whether your mind is fluctuating or not. If you have a fluctuating planet like Mercury over there, too much of fluctuation. Okay? If you have a fixed sign like Aquarius over there, fixed. You don't change your mind. Bhagaya Namah and Om Vimaladityaya Namah. Next slide.
You wrote down, sorry, you wrote down 10th house as karma, and normally I see it's karma. They're both very separated words. Both mean quite different, no?
Great.
10th house is karma.
This is karma.
Karma.
Karma or karma?
Karma.
What is
Yeah, it's karma.
What is your Payobrat?
Pardon?
Payobrat. The previous slide.
That's the next slide.
Not Payobrat.
This is the next slide.
It's the next
That's
slide.
by mistake.
Now I know that it is time to shut down.
वो मेरे को दिखा पड़ा था मेरे को समझ में नहीं आया इसलिए
सही तो कहा आपने तो कहा पायो थोड़ी यहाँ पर पायो बन कहाँ से कैसे 10वें भाव में थोड़ी पायो 12वें भाव में आ रहा है
I did not understand that.
अच्छा पायोव्रत is given in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam में पायोव्रत has been explained beautifully. उस बड़ी उत्तम व्रत होता है. Beautiful व्रत.
Sanjay,
इसकी व्याख्या जब
विष्णु आदित्य त्रीणी पदा विचक्र में विष्णु गोपादाभ्याम तो धर्म
किसकी बात व्याख्या है किसका ट्रांसलेशन क्योंकि और उसमें
मैं देखो I belong to a land called Orissa where my letters you people will not understand. So
गीता
Can I copy this article?
आपने इसमें नहीं किया था
है जरूर there was a problem.
Very nice smile. I'll bring chocolate.
okay. Twasta is Vishwakarma. Twasta is Vishwakarma. It is a well known. Twasta is well known as Vishwakarma. He is the architecture of the Devas. So architect is seen in which house? 11th house. Right? Architect is seen in 11th house. So Vishwakarma is the architect of the Devas. He is the giver of good skills.
And crafts. That's 10th house. So giving.
Yeah, he is the giver of good skills. Because all the laborers come in the 10th house in Capricorn, right? The entire labor force comes in the 10th house Capricorn. The entire work, hard workers come over there. So he is the one who gives to them the skills and whatever they need to be able to do the work. Right. He demands self-sacrifice and karma yoga. Now what that means I do not know, you have to find out. What is self-sacrifice? Work is above you.
Nishkam.
Totally.
Not adhering to likes and dislikes.
At all. Nishkam.
Nishkam.
Acha, now we come to the 12th. This is Vishnu Aditya. Vishnu Aditya is the 12th or the last form of Aditya, and he is the one who shows the torch towards moksha. Vishnu Aditya is referred to as the one who took the 3 steps. Vamana Deva. Vishnu Aditya, very specifically, please keep in mind, is Vamana Deva. He is an Aditya. Okay? You can clearly see, he is the protector, all pervader, and the Paramatma. He causes discrimination between the gunas, thereby causing destruction of demoniacal qualities, overcoming of human weaknesses, and preservation of the divine nature. Read the 3 steps of Vishnu. This you must read it properly if you want to understand Vishnu Aditya. Om Vishnave Nama is his mantra, but the Brahmins worship him with the Vishnu Sukta of the Rig Veda. Trini Pada Vichakrame Vishnu Gopada Bhyo Ato Dharmanida. The Trini Pada, the 3 steps, that is the one that you have to recite. Okay, Payovrata. Payovrata is given, as I told you, in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Please read whatever translation you can to understand it best. I am not a spiritual teacher, I told you. I am a Jyotishi. I am doing the job of the Jyotishi. Okay? Now, let us get down to some next thing. How to study this? Now that we know the Adityas and we have understood this 12, now the interesting part comes. Even I had got bored and said, how do we study this? First, sun is the significator of the soul and also of everybody's soul. So we have 2 situations. Surya is my Atma and the same Surya is Sarvatma. What is the difference? How do I see the difference in the horoscope?
You can't write fast enough.
Pardon?
You missed the last one. Just 1 second.
Yeah, it is there.
Offering.
Payovrata, Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay. Sun is the significator of the soul or the real self. So if the sun is the significator of your soul, from where will you see him? How do you look at? How are you looking at the Surya? In what form are you seeing the Aditya? That we have to count from the Lagna to that house. Very simple. So if somebody has got Surya in Lagna, how is he looking at the... What does he think of himself? What is he? What is his nature? Dhata. His nature is like Dhata. He thinks he is Brahma, the creator. He has fat ego. I am the creator. I am the boss. Sun in Lagna. What happens if somebody has Surya in the 2nd house? Aryaman. I have to look after my family. I am responsible for my family. Generally, you see Cancer people. Sun in 2nd house. I have to look after my family. I am responsible for the family. I cannot let down my family like this. Or my grandfather is there. This one is suffering. My Tauji is here. This one is here. Whole life is. 2nd house. What is that? Aryaman. Sun in 3rd house?
Mitra.
Mitra. He is a friend of the whole world. What does that mean? Anybody in this world is having any tension, they will call your number. How many of you are having Surya in the 3rd house? Right. Villa, how do you allow your patients or people to call you up at any time? No? How many of them call you when they are in trouble? They are. Do you see their troubles other than their just health issues?
Oh yes.
Right. It has to be. Yes, who else? Atul, do you handle your own problems alone or are you involved in other people's problems also? Quite a bit. Right?
I don't even know to handle my problems, but I do handle other problems a lot.
That is why it is third. No? You are not supposed to handle your problems. You are supposed to handle other people's problems.
It also works in Bangladesh.
Speciality.
It also works in
The sun
Bangladesh.
is in Lagna and it's debilitated, then will he still think of himself as Dhata? Or he
The fundamental, we'll go into exalted, debilitated mode of trigonometry. The avagunas show up more if it is debilitated. If it is really debilitated, are you sure it is debilitated? Is it debilitated? Has it got Nicha Bhanga? Maybe it has got Nicha Bhanga. Frankly, most of the time you see the sun gets Nicha Bhanga. Because you see, Venus and Mars have to be in a Kendra. Venus, Mars or Saturn have to be in a Kendra from Lagna or Chandra. So many times, please. Also check the Navamshas. It can get a Nicha Bhanga from Navamsha. A Cancer, the sun easily gets a cancellation of debility.
So that basically gives the personality of the people, right?
How you are, what is your nature as far as the world is concerned? The sun is the world and your Atma is interacting with the world Atma. There are so many Atmas over here and I am also an Atma. I have sun in the 5th house. What is my nature? Indraditya. What is it? What is Indraditya? Do I boss over you? No, basically I don't boss over anybody.
Did you look at the sign also?
Yeah, we will do that. We will do that. That will be the second step. First is 5th house. So I am a giver of knowledge. So I can teach Ayurveda. I cannot teach Ayurveda. If I teach, people will die. But I can teach something related. Right? I can teach Jyotish, which is still associated with the Lagna, which is the sun.
Shastra is the 5th house.
Mantra Shastra, right? I can teach that. Right? Okay, so I can teach something. So that's right, something is working. Like that, you have the first step is to see which house is Surya in. The house occupied by Surya is the nature of the Aditya that you are. That is your impeller, that is your Atma's nature. Your Atma is also a spark of light. And that spark of light has a certain nature that we see from the Lagna to the sun, house number. Step number 2, the world. What is the world expecting from you? And what do you want to give to the world? These are different issues.
And what would be for the 4th house if the sun is in the 4th house?
Very good. Food. Very good cook. You should give a lot of food to the people.
Varuna.
She has. She provided the food for the chief guest and family.
We like good food. We like good food. See, I'm Brahmins. Why do Brahmins like good food? They always want the sun to be in the 4th house permanently. Don't go from there. बस चले तो बांध कर 4th house. Varuna Aditya. 4th house, the tendency, like Krishna, they give food. You see, Krishna took that one morsel of food. So offering of rice to Krishna is the best for you.
Would sun in that case, in the 8th of any individual, would make him think of himself as a change agent, or would it be, or he would be actually a change agent?
He himself will be seeing many changes. Too many transformations. Too many transformations. Both. Spiritual and real life इकट्ठे चलते हैं. ये सारा अनुभव आत्मा के लिए तो है. Okay, now we have done step number 1. Our step number 1 was to see the house occupied by the sun. Now we will go into step number 2. Step number 2 is to see the house, the sign occupied by the sun. The sign occupied by the sun will show what you will give to the world. What you want to do with this world. What you want to do with the world. With all this, when I say world, I mean the world of Sarvatma, all these souls. Right? Let us say the sun is in the first house. What is first house here? Aries, Mesha Rashi. So people with Surya in Mesha Rashi, what do they want to do according to our? They want to create the world. They think this world is useless. I will make a new world. Adolf Hitler. Right? Who else? Ram, Sri Ram. This world is full of Rakshasas. Kill them and throw them out and we will start a new world with a full of dharma. Sri Ram. Sri Ram did that. है नहीं? शत्रुघ्न को भी भेजे यहाँ पर यही तो here only they had killed all the Rakshasas. How can you survive? Sorry. But देखो, do you understand the point? When the sun is in Aries. Ram here. When the sun is in Aries, these are the people who want that the world can be improved. They want to change the world to a better world. They are prepared to put the effort and put the sacrifice. That is why the sun is exalted in Aries. He wants to see that change. To see what we call Ram Rajya. That is the meaning of the sun. He hates all this nonsense, corrupt politicians, this, that. He wants Ram Rajya. That is what the sun wants in exaltation. What does the sun want in Taurus? He wants that all people should be oriented toward this whole world as one family. Vasudeva Kutumbakam. Sun in Gemini. This world is full of too many problems and I am born to only help them out. Help people out. All the time. Sun in Gemini spends their whole life. Anybody who comes to them will only come with problems. They will never come with anything good. They will always say, they will look at the world. From the time they wake up to the time they sleep, they are only solving problems. How many people have sun in these three signs? Where do you? It's Gemini. That is why sun in Gemini is the fittest to be the head of organizations where you have to look after a lot of people. Because you are solving problems all the time. Sun in Gemini?
No, it's also.
Yours?
Taurus.
Yeah, you want to start a new world? I'll help you. We can go to Mars.
He controls Mars too.
Oh, really?
Yes.
That's good. Okay, so it's all about starting a new world. So you can see like this. What about Mahatma Gandhi? Can we open up Gandhi's chart? You have to take both of them together, not just one. One factor alone doesn't decide. Both the factors together will decide what you can do and what will happen. Here's Mahatma Gandhi's chart. This is a test case. Can you tell me where did Gandhi have his son? Now we know the sun in 12th house is in Marana Karakasthana. What does that mean? That is Vishnu Aditya, right? Mm-hmm. That means what? You are trying to play God. You think you are Vishnu. People with the sun in the 12th house are the ones who will put one leg on the ground and the other one in heaven. They will not have 500 rupees in their pocket and they will talk of a scheme of $500 billion. Or during such dashas when the sun, now see my words, during such dashas when the sun is in the 12th house, they will come up with such notions. So that means we are also changing with time. As the Narayan Dasha changes, the position of the sun will change. And as the position of the sun changes, we are changing. Yeah.
Sun in the 12th house or sun in Pisces?
Sun in 12th house, yeah. Sun in 12th house. That is his nature. He will have the courage. Mark my words. Sun in 12th house, he will have the guts to take the risk.
Yes.
People who have Sun in the 12th house have the guts to take the risk. बोलते हैं ना, तलवार पकड़ के अकेले मैदान पे चल देगा. You see my point? He will pick up a sword and walk into the battlefield alone. Others, if you want to follow, I am going. They don't care. That is Surya in the 12th house. See, like Vishnu, he will take a step. Can you imagine how big Raja Bali was? Just think, he was the king of entire earth, of all the lokas and everything. What a powerful king. And one little Brahmin boy holding one little stick goes up to him and decides to conquer him in his kingdom, in the capital. What guts you need for that? That is Vamana Deva. The courage required. He did not have any army to go with him and fight. See the situation. Vamana Deva did not have an army. Did he have an army? No. He went alone. Did he carry any weapons? No. He had his Lakshmana, his Brahman, and he had his commander. He defeated them. He defeated all of them. So when Sun is in the 12th house, these are people who are great achievers. Or great. There is no midway for them. या तो आसमान छुएंगे या तो, right? So Gandhi achieved, no? George Bush. George Bush, देखो. I will cleanse the world of all the asuras, especially in the Middle East. That's the way he thinks. That's his peculiarity. We'll see his chart. You look at any horoscope with the sun in the 12th house, you will find this peculiarity.
Yes.
Is it not interesting?
Yes.
Okay. So now he has got Surya in 12th house. What did he say? One leg in this and one leg in the back of the British Empire. He did it. Now, from Aries, where is the sun? Sixth. Vivaswan. What is Vivaswan? Can we open that page?
It's Agni.
Agni, right? Burning of sins. So what was he doing all the time as far as the world view is concerned? Everybody, what was his minus point? Gandhi has too much Shadripu, he has to burn it. That's what we all saw him doing. People read it in the papers. All kinds of experiments with truth and all that he was trying. That is one side of it. Another side, Agni has the power to take the water from the ground and lift it up. What did he do? The Indians were basically what? Less than the soles of the shoes of the British. Less than that. Even the shoes would get dirty if they came near the Indians. From there he lifted them and took them to the sky.
No, he was Gadi Karak also. Surya is Gadi Karak also.
Pardon?
Surya is Gadi Karak also. Charkaraks.
No, that is not. That's a different issue altogether. That can also indicate his relatives. We are not getting into that. The important thing, it is in the 6th house. It is in that Rashi. Two issues I am taking simultaneously. I am taking one sun in the 12th house. Second, it is in the 6th house of the natural. Just the two things. And trying to understand it. He can do it. Whether he will achieve it or not, that we have to see from the Lagna and Lagna Lord. So that means here is a goal which has been set for you. A target which is set for you. Whether you will achieve the target or not, who will decide? Your Lagna and your Lagna Lord. Right? You think the Lagna is strong enough over here? Mahapurush Yoga is there, right?
Yes.
Kar gaya? I am only looking at Lagna and Lagna Lord. Why? Because Lagna has a Surya as significator, Karaka. Jivana is Lagna. So I am only seeing 4 factors now. One is Sun from Lagna. Second is Sun sign. Third is Lagnesh. And fourth is Lagna. 4 factors which will decide what your life will be.
Sanjay, just an observation, the previous rule about the 6th Lord damaging the 1st house, his whole life mission was being to overcome this whole thing about identity and apartheid.
Sixth lord damaging the?
Sixth lord in the Jupiter.
Is retrograde.
Destroying Lagna.
Yes, it is destroying Lagna.
Yeah.
Yes.
And with so the
look
current
at his
is the sun
Lagna.
is the self, and his identity had been damaged or persecuted in South Africa, for example, because of apartheid. So that has been the catalyst to his change.
Yes, he did much. He learned his lessons and he did much. He learned how to fight that. And basically the Lagna would have got completely smashed if he did not do some remedy for the Lagna. Very good point. The sixth lord is Jupiter. It is aspecting the Lagna from the seventh house. So what is getting damaged is the Lagna. Lagna has to do with your ideals and principles. Lagna has to do with your health. What has he done? What is the remedy that he has done throughout? Throughout his life he did one remedy. Only one. Ram. Just one remedy he did throughout his life. I still cannot believe how that one remedy could have done so much magic. But if you see the chart, he was lucky to have got the right remedy. Yeah. Tukka lag gaya. No, but the Mahapurush Yoga has also got a minus point. It is a Malavya Mahapurush Yoga. So Shukra ka hai. It is sitting with Mercury and Mars. वो experiments with truth, क्या महापुरुष है वो? ठीक है, but it was not necessary. If you see his Marana chart, you will understand what I am saying.
His personality underwent total change when there is a Charakaraka replacement also. He was talking about Aparathe and the changes, etc. That is also there. So, not only Guru, but Moon also should be taken into consideration.
Yes.
And Bipin was talking about that Aparathe and changes. Sixth lord aspect in the Lagna. His personality underwent a change that can also be seen from Charakaraka replacement.
Completely and totally. Firstly, initially he was very genuine, that Jupiter. Subsequently, more. Pardon?
Didn't Shukra play any role?
Yes. Shukra is Lagna lord in Lagna. If you treat one sec. If you treat Shukra as Surya, because Lagna lord is like Surya, no? So Lagna lord in Lagna is like Surya in Lagna. Surya in first house. What is Surya in first house? Dhata Surya, the creator. So such a person will create something new. He has created. He created this country. It's an impossible task. He did it.
Did he play a role in his health also? As a Shubha Graha in
Yeah, he did not have. He would fast for days.
This Agni was the seventh and giving moral drishti. So he has to kill his.
Yeah. ठीक है? Okay. Next chart. Here is a chart of a great one who literally like a sword has changed the thinking in the West completely. Through completely changing their life, their learning. Literally, that their learning has reached phenomenal levels because of it. Where is the sun again?
12th house.
Dekho. Maranakarak, somebody was telling me about Maranakarak Sthana. No? So I wanted you to see Maranakarak Sthana. When Surya is in Maranakarak Sthana, who can help him?
Vishnu.
So we are talking of Jupiter. Where is Jupiter in the chart? Is it in a Kendra?
Yes.
Previous chart, Mahatma Gandhi? So both cases we found Sun in the 12th house, but Jupiter in Kendra. Please keep that in mind. I told you, 99% of the people with Sun in the 12th will sink. 1% will come out. And the ones who come out and succeed will be because of Jupiter, Guru, Shiva. Shiva is the one, Shiva will make all the difference for them. Some way, Jupiter will indicate the Devata in some way or manner. And normally when Jupiter gives the Devata, according to Parashara, it is supposed to be the Dharma Devata. Okay? So check up the Dharma Devata, they will start worshipping the Dharma Devata and they will be very successful. The whole life can tilt like that. Am I being understood? Okay, so now what else do you see in this chart? Number one, sun is in the 12th house. So that means personally he will have the guts to take Bhur Bhuva Swa. वो करने का तो हिम्मत है. Second, Lagna Lord, the sun is in which sign? Ninth sign. Ninth sign is Anshuman. Anshuman is Vayu Tattva, controller of Vayu Tattva. Pranayama. Anshuman is the controller of Vayu Tattva. He is the teacher of Pranayama. Who controls Vayu Tattva? How do you control Vayu Tattva? Pranayama. Right. What else? Upholder of Dharma, protector of the Brahmins and the Rishis. It is true. The Brahmins in Orissa had become jobless. He has given jobs to hundreds and hundreds of Brahmins. Not one or two. Hundreds and hundreds. How many people have got food to eat because of him? Whereas people used to die out of hunger out there. So I don't care what anybody has to say. I belong to that land which has suffered. I will thank him. Okay, so this matter I am very clear. People who are doing good karma should be thanked for their good karma. We must encourage. So you see that. Lagna Lord. Now where is that Lagna Lord? In the 7th house. Now we have understood Surya from Lagna. We have understood Surya in the 9th house. Did he not teach Dharma to the world? How much has he taught Dharma? How much work he has done? Phenomenal work. Now, you see this Shani as Lagna Lord in the 7th house. When the Lagna Lord is in 7th, I told you treat the Lagna Lord like Surya. So if Surya is if Lagna Lord is in 7th house, who is the Aditya? Pusa. What did I tell you about Pusa? What is the tendency? He has the power to rejuvenate. That means a knowledge which is dying, he can pick it up again and give it new life. Right? He can spread it like anything. He can become the best in the world. I gave you the example of Yajnavalkya. He's done that. Yeah.
You also have 6th Lord aspecting 7th distri. So how did it
6th Lord is aspecting? 6th Lord is aspecting?
6th Lord in Lagna aspecting 7th house.
He didn't marry, what to do? अब वो शादी करवाना चाहता था, मैं क्या करूँ? नहीं, मैं तो नहीं हुआ, मैं क्या करूँ? कहाँ से आप कर पाओगे मुझे बताओ? It's impossible. 7th Lord is in the 8th and 6th Lord is in Lagna aspect. That is a Rajyog, very powerful Rajyog. Very powerful Rajyog. Extremely powerful Rajyog. He'll be a great worshipper of Shiva. हाँ बताओ, any more doubts on this? What is the most important feature? Lagna Lord in 7th. Yajnavalkya story I told you to read. So what do you read about Yajnavalkya's story? They trashed the old knowledge. They start rethinking. Has he not brought a lot of fresh thought into the understanding of the Vedas? He has brought a lot of fresh thought. For example, there is a beautiful thought he has got about the, what is that thing on defense?
Self-defense.
What is that thing about defense? There is a thing, his theory of
the invincibility of neighbors.
Invincibility.
Invincibility of the universe.
Meissner effect, I think, something like that.
Unifying field.
1% of the, like a magnet, 1% of the population should have a pure consciousness, then the whole consciousness will react like a magnetic field.
It's unifying the field so that the invincibility.
So it is just 1% is necessary to meditate to create a coverage.
Very correct. How else do you explain why there was so much of sattva guna in the earlier times? It is the rishis who are maintaining it.
Yeah.
The rishis used to do all the tapasya and maintain it.
That's why I said
you think these kings
Alexander,
running around with all that normal.
That's why the Alexander the Great couldn't. That's why the Alexander the Great couldn't conquer. He came and then they lost the energy to fight.
Even up to recent times, they all came. They all left. Okay, next. Do we have a few more charts? Oh, this is an interesting case. Adolf Hitler. Where is sun? So what is the primary impulse? To create to trash the old order, to create a new order as far as he is concerned. He is disgusted with the old order, he has to create a fully new order. And where is the sun? What kind of order? What order? Is it an order of Brahmanas? Is it what? Mesha Rashi. That means it is a complete world order. It is not even an administrative order. Administrative order will come from Leo. Mesha means total world order. It is a royal sign. So he wants to play Ram. And that to what kind of Ram? He has Surya in 7th house Ram. Right, okay. What else do you see out here?
Same Lagna Lord also working as sun.
Lagna Lord working as the sun in the 7th house. So his Surya and his Lagna Lord single focus. One single focus. Trash the old one, get the new one up.
Both the planets are in Maranka. Sorry, Mercury in Maranka.
That's all right. But then
Added the point of
Because Mercury and Mars are in Marankarak, and because that is why it's happening. No, that's why that entire Ruchak Yoga works. That's why the Ruchak Yoga works. What is the big minus point with this? Who can tell me what is the big minus? Frankly, as far as you look at it from a Raj Yoga point of view, it is superb. The solar energy is in one direction. The entire solar energy is in one direction. Had Shani not expected that yoga, you and I would, when we start this conference, start a little. Pakka hai badaro. Just one Shani drishti. Otherwise, sure. You look at the chart properly, I am telling you. I am not being biased. That yoga is so powerful. Lagna Lord is in 7th. With Ruchak Mahapurushi yoga. With Atma Karaka out there. With 9th Lord also over there. Tell me what is missing in that yoga. And that to the science involved. Mesha Rashi. Power to transform the world. He has got that power like Ram. Establish a whole new Rajya. And Lagna Lord in 7th, whole old world order to change. He wanted to change the whole world. He could have done it. One Shani. That is why when I saw this horoscope, I realized the power of Shani to stop him from doing it. The house the Lagna Lord in 7th house, Sun in the 7th house, these are dangerous situations. You are rebelling against an established order. Why are you rebelling? What is wrong with the order now? These are questions that need to be asked. Instead of just accepting what he did. But one Shani.
Just Shani
He lost because of Shani. Shani, when Shani defeats, how will Shani defeat? What is Shani's strength? Cold. That is his strength. What is Mars' strength? Hot. If Mars has to defeat someone, he'll pull him to the equator, call him during summer. By the time this guy sweats and is fallen finished, then he'll come and finish him. Halal.
The water in Karka froze. The water in Karka froze.
So they need a water to drink. हाँ कर्क विपरा वो तो शनि में तो
major battle was not only that he was destroying the dharma because he is the 6th lord and he's in the 9th house.
His father died early.
Father died early, yeah. All those things. So we have covered the Adityas, we have covered the Grahas, Yantra and thing. I think I will skip it. Because it's almost 5:30 now. Yantras and all I will skip it. What do you want to learn yantras for? Next time I will put Sui and I will do it together. Maybe we'll do this thing. We need to give more lessons for that. What we will do, so tomorrow we have Dasa Mahavidya, we have Jyotirlinga and we have Dasavata. Because I barely have half an hour left now. I don't want to start a topic which will kill you. Okay? Will you read these papers before you come tomorrow? Please, please read the papers on the because they are 40-page papers. I cannot do it in 1.5 hours. Please read those papers so that you come and I'll quickly go through it. Okay, I'll be taking the class after lunch. Thank you so much for bearing with my talking.